right, and good afternoon, North Texas. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Weather 225 Storm Studios. We've got a lot to talk about today, specifically with the severe weather risk for the remainder of this afternoon into the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So we'll start that off here coming up real quick. So as of now, very quiet across North Texas. Really, no sort of storms or warnings at this time, at the point in time that this was recorded, but for the remainder of the afternoon, we do have this tornado watch in effect for the DFW market. Further to the west, we have a tornado watch into western Texas, into the western areas of Texas along the panhandle into Oklahoma, and a tornado watch that goes into the Oklahoma City area. I'm going to zoom in real quick just to show you for our market where exactly the tornado watch is located. Let me actually zoom out real quick so you can see all the locations. This does not include Dallas and Fort Worth. It does include counties just to the north and just to the west. And we're going to be watching these storms during the afternoon hours because some could be strong to severe. Now, not everyone's going to get severe weather today, just to ease anyone's fears, but if any little isolated storm goes up, they could quickly become severe with the risk for large, I'd say between 1 to 2.5 inch hail, even some damaging winds of 60 to 70 with an isolated tornado threat as well. So let's move on and show you the overall risk right now for the state of Texas into portions of Oklahoma goes from a 1 to a 4. So where you see the highest risk is in that red shaded area. That is a moderate 4 out of 5 risk. That is the second to last risk that they issue, and that is for portions of our northern and extreme red river counties way to the north. For closer to home in North Texas, we're between a marginal, slight, and enhanced risk that kind of splits between 3 different levels of the Metroplex coverage area. So let me show you that real quick. And here's a little bit closer to home. As you can see, parts of our far northern and northwestern counties are under that 4 out of 5 risk for storms. There's a greater risk up in those areas for this afternoon and evening. There's a greater risk, same in the areas that are highlighted in yellow and orange as well. Now, yellow is a slight risk, and don't take these boundaries too seriously. Mother Nature does not abide by our boundaries. This is just where the Storm Prediction Center thinks the greatest activity will occur. Everyone has a chance for severe weather this afternoon and evening. It just looks, based off of the models, that further to the north and west, there could be some storms that are better in coverage up there. But there's some discrepancies in the models that show that there could be some cells in North Texas as well. They've been kind of flip-flopping all day. You can't take them with 100% certainty. Think of an empty canvas, and it paints us a picture of what an outcome could be. That's what we're looking at with the models. So let's show you real quick. Here's a look at that tornado risk. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. And like we said, don't get caught up in the exact boundaries, but this is their tornado risk. Further to the north into our Red River counties, there's a more significant risk for tornadoes this afternoon and evening. As you can see along the Red River counties areas in the 10 and 15% hashed areas, that's yellow and red. That is for the threat for a couple of isolated tornadoes. Some could be on the stronger side, especially as you make your way into Oklahoma and northwestern Texas. So conditions are favorable, like we said, for a few tornadoes and very large hail today. The greater risks look to exist further to the north and west. And here's a look at our hail risk too. Like we said, just for the tornado risk too, there's a greater risk further to the north and west, but don't keep your guard down today in North Texas. Like I said, Mother Nature does not abide by our boundaries for forecasts, but we just want to show you where the Storm Prediction Center is lining everything up, and we'll show you that with the models coming up here in just a second. But there's a fairly significant hail risk for portions of North Texas, basically along into the west of the I-35 corridor for this afternoon into this evening. So once again, I'm going to show you, and we're going to load up the latest model run as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to show you the model already showed. I'm going to actually take off the severe watches. The model already indicated that there could be some storms developing by 4 o'clock further to the west. Now, that hasn't really happened yet. We're mostly quiet, but we're going to show you the models show that this activity that is starting to bubble up in these areas could eventually become bigger and stronger in activity and make their way further to the north and east. That's why we have that enhanced risk for portions of North Texas, basically along into the northwest of I-35. This activity should continue to push to the northeast through this evening. We'll have to watch some of these cells if this were to verify. The models are showing some additional cells across the region, so we'd have to watch basically all of them just because it's that type of atmosphere. But not, like we said, not everyone's going to get severe weather activity. As we go through the evening, here is 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, there's additional activity making its way to the Red River. Significant complex of storms further to the northwest in Altus, all the way to Memphis, Texas, and Lawton, Oklahoma, into the Oklahoma City area. And then we have these storms along our Red River counties that make their way into Oklahoma based off of this model later tonight. And that's a look there. Storms should be out of our area basically right after the tornado watch tonight, which is until 10 o'clock. And the models are all indicating that activity should clear out. We should have a relatively clear night as well, but I'm going to show you later on in the overnight hours as we get closer to about 5 a.m. Take a look at this. A complex of storms looks to backbuild basically from Lawton, Oklahoma, all the way to Snyder, Texas, and this will eventually make its way closer to our region very early tomorrow morning. That means that there could be some severe storms during the morning commute with primarily a damaging wind threat, maybe some hail, but we're also talking very heavy rain for the morning commute as well. With these storms as they make their way through the area, basically from mid to late morning into midday tomorrow. This is 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and like we said, there's probably going to be a lot of rain with this. So before you head out tomorrow morning for your work commute, for class, whatever it is that you're headed out for, make sure that you grab an umbrella, rain jacket. The models are showing that there could be a fairly good line of storms that makes its way through the area, and we won't be done with it until maybe roughly around 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow within our coverage areas. You see the line just continues to slowly push on to the east. So severe weather threat today, severe weather threat tomorrow morning through midday for our region, in addition to very heavy rainfall with those storms. So for the rest of this afternoon, highs in the 80s or upper 80s. We're expecting a high of 87 across DFW today, 88 further to the south between Athens, Stephenville, and Hillsboro. Further to the north and west, it'll be slightly cooler. We're talking 85 for a high between Graham, Decatur, and 84 in Gainesville, 85 in McKinney. Lows overnight will be in the mid to upper 60s. And then, of course, for the remainder of the day, this rain forecast does not include tomorrow morning. This is for the remainder of the day. This is where rain chances in general could be greatest. And like we said, further to the north and west, it looks like there's going to be better storm coverage based off of the models. So we're indicating there could be a higher risk for rain in general. And then more of a moderate risk for portions of DFW and basically the remainder of our coverage area, just because there's going to be the chance for elevated showers the rest of the day. Not everyone's going to get storms today. Not everyone's going to get rain today. But overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, it looks likely that we will all see some type of thunderstorm activity that doesn't include severe weather. But if we get a line of storms, there's a fair chance that areas will see damaging wind gusts. But we're also going to be looking at basically a high risk for rainfall in general across North Texas. So that's a look at what we've got going on there. So for today and tomorrow, weather alert day tags. This isn't to scare you. This is just to let you know that there is a threat. We know that people are worried when it comes to severe weather. So just keep in mind, this isn't to make you afraid. This is just to make you aware of a threat. If you have a plan ready, if you know where to go, and you know that there is a threat, that's the very best thing you can do. Don't wait around waiting for the storms to come terrified. Just make sure that you have a way to receive warnings. That's for tonight. That's for overnight into tomorrow morning, and you'll be perfectly fine. We'll get through this today and tomorrow, and then take a look at this for your Mother's Day weekend. It looks to be very pleasant across North Texas, but we're going to be reaching potentially record highs by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're talking almost 99 based off of some of the forecasts that we're looking at for Sunday, and then close to 98 on Monday. So it's going to feel like summer this weekend. So if you have any sort of outdoor plans, we're not necessarily talking severe weather risk. We're talking more heat safety to be focusing on, with bright sunshine Saturday and Sunday into potentially Monday, with highs in the mid to upper 90s. And if that's the case, if you have any sort of outdoor plans, keep that up. It's going to be a very beautiful weekend. Just keep in mind you will want to stay hydrated and be aware of heat safety as we head into early next week. Then additional rain chances will return on Tuesday. We'll talk about that later. Right now we're focused on Wednesday into Thursday. That's today and tomorrow. We'll let you know if anything changes, if anything occurs in North Texas, we will, of course, try and break into coverage on our channel, so stay tuned for that. And basically, we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like we said, don't wait around waiting scared for these storms. Not everyone's going to see severe weather tonight. Tomorrow morning, that might be a different story with the complex of storms that makes its way into the area. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. So thank you guys for tuning in. We know this was a longer segment, but this is an afternoon update. This will be up on the channel looping throughout the day, just because this is going to be the case for the remainder of the afternoon. If anything else changes, we'll do another one of these updates. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for tuning in. Also keep in mind, if you have any sort of construction repairs, roofing needs repairs, anything like that, give our friends at My Pro Construction and Roofing a call today. They are a local DFW Platinum Preferred roofer in the area, and we hope that you give them a call or click today. That's myproconstruction.com, or call them 972-576-6352. Even if you don't have any sort of construction needs right now, keep their number handy in case you ever need them in the future. And make sure when you call or click to let them know that Joshua Weisel Weather sent you, or Weather 225. So just keep that in mind. Keep their contact in your phone in case you need any sort of repairs or roofing needs for your home or construction building in the future. So just keep that in mind. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned.